Manqoba Nkunu is at the Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital and he joins us now live. Manqoba, the Premier gave quite a lot of information, including some of the concerns that the media raised in terms of the patients who were moved. The CEO mentioned 130 patients being moved to Chris Hani Baragwanath. Will this not affect other hospitals as well?
Well, Maxeke, we did pose that question to authorities, of course, and what they are telling us at this point is that this is not going to put any pressure on the other facilities, given that there were already facilities that have been earmarked, especially for COVID-19. And so some of the patients have been transferred to some of these facilities. We do understand that of the 13 patients that were in ICU, that were in a COVID ward, those have been transferred to Tshwane Provincial Hospital, where they will be then treated. And this is a COVID-19 ward, we do understand. So the other patients, we do understand the 400 of them have been transferred to other hospitals, which include the Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital, as well as the Steve Biko Academic Hospital. But the Premier saying that the hospital, however, will remain closed. He did announce just a short while ago that they will be closing and stopping all operations here at Charlotte Maxeke for over a week. And this is to ensure that there is safety of both the employees as well as the patients is guaranteed at this particular point as the investigations, of course, continue. He also did allude to the fact that they are still waiting for structural engineers to assess this particular building and to see at all what sort of damage has been caused and whether or not they would be able to resume operations in a week's time. So that, so far as things are concerned, the Premier saying that, of course, it is quite unfortunate that they've had to resort to this measure, but for the safety of the people in the hospital, they have now decided to close this particular facility.
Manqoba, there was also confirmation that this fire started in the storeroom where medication is kept. Did you get to ask the question about what type of medication has been lost? Did it all burn? For instance, chronic illnesses such as TB, that medication, has it all run out now or burnt?
What we do understand, Maxeke, and this is from what we heard from one of the nurses earlier on, is the fact that this was sort of the nerve center for where the supplies are stored in this particular hospital. So you'll find that there were personal protective equipment inside this particular facility. There were gloves, there were also syringes that were inside this facility, and many other equipment that is used daily by nurses and doctors, drips, for example, that were inside this particular facility. But in terms of exactly what it is that was lost, we do understand that that will be announced at a later stage. The officials saying that there was stock taking that was done here just a few days ago, and they will be able to verify properly what exactly was damaged in the fire. Once, of course, they are able to go inside the building to see the extent of the damage that has been caused here. But we do understand, Maxeke, that there was medication here. There was also mainly those equipment like your personal protective equipment and other equipment that is needed by staff. But the Premier saying that this was only dry surgical equipment that was stored in this particular facility. But to pinpoint exactly what those are at this particular stage, we cannot do that. They're saying that they're still going to try and see exactly what was lost in this fire.
Manqoba, we know that the Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital is also very important in terms of the fight against COVID-19. It also is a vaccination site. Did they say anything about service being offered, for instance, vaccinations? Was that part of the hospital affected?
Well, Maxeke, the CEO just a short while ago did clarify the issue around the vaccination. Of course, we know that this is one of the 4 major vaccination sites here in Gauteng. And the CEO saying that that particular facility has not been affected. In fact, she says that this particular facility is situated at the residence of the hospital where nurses stay. So it is very far from where the fire happened, and operations there have not been affected at all. In fact, she says that they are going to continue with the vaccinations. So that part of operations, we do understand so far, Maxeke, has not been affected at all by this particular fire.
Well, thank you very much. Mangoba Mchunu out at the Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital.